Good evening. This is Jim Fremson podcast. Today is another day, a day God has made for me and you. I'm going to talk about some mistakes first-time home buyers make. Uh, this is about 22 segments, so it will take long time for me to finish. But within that, I will talk about different programs, different things like uh, small why you should support your small local business, and then I will talk about so many things. So I'm going to talk about some mistakes first time home buyers make. First of all, if you're a first time home buyer, listen to me well, pay attention. If you are a first time home buyer and then thinking about buying a house, there are so many things that you need to know, right? So many things when it comes to loan, when it comes to finding the house, even location, when it comes to finding good home inspector and all sort of things. Even those who have been purchasing a lot of houses, sometimes they go through this and then they find it very challenging. So if you're a first-time home buyer looking to buy a house, uh, one thing that you have to pay attention, you have to very pay attention. It's very important to pay attention to is to ask so many questions. Many people don't want to ask questions because they feel intimidated. They feel like, they don't want to look down by asking so many questions. But remember, it's your right. Whoever is representing you, that individual, is either selling the property to you or helping you find a property to get paid. So indirectly, you have hired this individual, either being real estate agent or a loan officer. You have hired a person. The person is working for you. In real estate transaction, anybody that serve you, represent you in any way, that individual is serving you. One, your real estate agent. Two, your loan officer. Three, your title company. All these people are working to serve your interests, right? They are working to serve your interests. So it is very important for you to know one thing. And then one thing only is to ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. Because if you don't ask questions, sometimes uh, you tend to make a lot of mistakes because you will just keep on, signing with excitement, and then at the end of the day, you find out that you put yourself in a situation that you can't control it, or there is nothing you can do about it. I remember I had a friend in another state, and this guy called me, wanted to uh, refinance his house, and then I gave him advice. But when I gave him the advice, he came back to me and said, actually, he found somebody over there. So that individual is helping him, which is, I was so excited. And because he didn't ask so many questions, didn't ask, either he didn't know or he felt like not asking him questions will make the transaction move smoothly or whatever it is. He kept quiet, kept his questions to himself, And then after refinancing, he found out that the loan officer stole almost a lot of his money through fees and all sort of things. So I'm very, very concerned about those people who try to represent themselves, mostly first-time home buyers. You shouldn't represent yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. You shouldn't. Two, if you're buying a house from a builder, right, try to find an agent to represent you. Normally, if you find an agent, it helps you a lot. It's very important to spend little money to hire somebody to represent you. And then moreover, some companies will pay your agent. So what is your problem? Look, there are things a lot of people doesn't pay attention when buying first-time home from a builder, because majority of the people can ask so many questions to understand exactly what they are going through. What they do is they go, the builder will walk them through, and they let them sign a bunch of documents, and before they realize, they've put themselves in a deep hole. So it is very important, if you're going to buy a house and you feel like you can't ask questions, look for a real estate agent who understand you, who understand your culture, who can answer a whole lot of questions and explain it to you for you to understand. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. So number one, asking a lot of questions is a lot of important. If you don't ask questions, you miss a lot. So ask questions about your loans, ask questions about the neighborhood, ask questions about, the house itself, ask questions about everything. Just feel free. One thing I like about some of my clients, my home buyers or sellers, is I take time to answer their questions, and because of that, they are used to me. They call me even after, closing their transaction. Still, they call to ask questions. And then I'm always there to do what? To answer their questions. I'm always there to help them grow. No, there are some people that have sold houses to them almost close to 10 years, and then we are like family. We are like family. So it's very, very important for you to ask questions. It's very important for you to know what you are putting yourself through. Mostly, some people buy houses from builders, brand new house. Brand new house, when you buy a brand new house, what is happening is you don't pay property tax for the first 2 years. So because they don't pay property tax for the first 2 years, their mortgage payment tends to be very low. Some of them go through it and then forgot about it, right? They get the initial loans, tends to forget about it until maybe after the 2 years, when the property tax kicks in, then they find out that their mortgage is changing or has changed. And that sometimes is, so you need, if you're going to buy a brand new house, you need to understand that your property tax might not be part of your current monthly payment. Two, those who buy houses recently, builders were giving some kind of promotion that the interest rate, they reduce the interest rate from certain level, then increase it up to maybe 3 or 4 years or something like that. Like first year or two, your interest rate will be maybe low, and then the second year it will kick in a little, and then it will plateau the third year or whatever it is. All these things are some of the things you need to understand. You need to ask questions to understand. Your interest rate, is the interest rate going to increase even within, by that 3 years the actual interest rate has dropped? Because if initial document, if your lender said, okay, let me give you this interest rate, maybe the actual interest rate is 7%, but initially you give it, your interest rate will be 4% initially. Then next year maybe it goes up to 5 or 5.5, and then the following year maybe it it reaches 7% and it doesn't go up. If you are discussing this with your lender, do you have opportunity to ask, what about maybe year one, if the interest rate goes down even below 4%, or even it lands at 4% and it doesn't go up, will you still maintain the 4% until the duration of the transaction, duration of the mortgage payment, or still it will go up? These are some of the questions. I don't know if some of you understand what I'm saying, but these are some of the questions you need to understand. You need to ask, because if you don't ask these questions, it's going to affect you. That's why it's very, very important. If you are in a real estate transaction, you ask questions. Ask serious questions. Okay? Ask questions. Questions are one of the things that helps a lot. It's like you're in a classroom and you don't ask questions. How will your professor know you understand exactly what he or she is teaching you if you don't ask questions? So in real estate, it's very, very important for you to ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. Number two, some people don't have down payment, right? One thing that you cannot do if you're buying a house is to borrow money from a bank to support your to support your down payment. It is something that you can do at all. You can use credit card as down payment. You can borrow loans from a bank to as your down payment. The only loan that you can get as down payment towards your house is what should I say it? It's home equity line of credit. If you have a lot of equity in your house, yes, of course, you can borrow as much as 80% of it, of the equity, towards your new house. That you can do it. That you can do it. But if you don't have that money in your house, then you can't borrow money from anybody, from a bank or any financial institution. You can receive a gift from a friend, from your family, provided you are not paying back. If you are not paying back, then you can use that gift as down payment. Let's say, for instance, Michael is buying a house. He has to come out with $10,000 down payment, right? Okay, Michael doesn't have that $10,000. Michael's uncle can give him a gift. Michael's mother can give him a gift. His dad can give him a gift. His best friend can give him a gift, provided they are not coming after him for the money. They can give him a gift. So it is very, very important for you to know this, to pay attention to this. Those of you who doesn't have money for down payment, if you cannot get down payment from any from the government or whatever it is, then you can receive a gift from a friend, from a family member towards your down payment. I think a lot of people doesn't ask these questions, they don't know. So it is very, very, very important to ask questions and then plan towards your house. Because if you plan towards it, then you can do well when it comes to buying the house. First, ask so many questions about if you're buying a house from any lender, builder, or whatever it is. Make sure that you ask so many questions. It's very important. Number two, make sure that you plan very well. You don't borrow money from a bank. You don't go and get a bank loan as a down payment. It's going to backfire, because when they pull your credit, automatically they will find out, and then underwriter will disqualify you. You can receive a gift provided the person is not coming after you for the money. You can receive a gift as a down payment. You can receive down payment from the government, or a gift from your uncle, from your family member, a friend, or whatever it is. They can give you a gift and then write a gift letter attached to it. That is something that you can do. And then another thing that you need to pay attention, I think I spoke about this some time ago concerning the credit. Credit is everything. Your credit is one of the things that you don't joke with it at all. Don't joke with your credit. That's why I tell people, should you co-sign for somebody to buy a car or to buy something, or you just give them money to go and do it themselves? I think giving them money to go and do it is much more better than risking your credit to co-sign for them. Because your credit, if you co-sign for somebody and the person doesn't pay, your credit will damage as well. So it's very, very important to pay attention to it. You pay attention that you don't co-sign for anybody. If you want to build your credit, if you want to make sure that your credit is very good, then pay attention to that. Do not ever co-sign for anybody if you feel you want to use your credit for something else. If the person couldn't build their credit, then of course they are not going to be able to help you. They are not. So it is very, very, very crucial for you to pay attention to it, and then make sure that you don't make that mistake. So the credit report, credit protection is very, very good. You pull your credit all the time to make sure that you know exactly what is on your credit. I know some people are afraid to pull credit. A lot of you guys are afraid. When it comes to pulling your credit, you said, hey, oh, no, I don't want to pull my credit. I don't want my credit to damage. Of course, if you pull your credit continuously too many times, yes, maybe it might have some little impact on your credit. But pull it to know exactly what is wrong with it. If you know you pay your bills on time, then you don't want to pull the credit. But if you don't know your credit history, if you don't pull the credit, how are you going to see your credit? So it's very, very important you protect the credit, but when the time comes for you to buy a house, let's say 2, 3, 4 months away to buy the house, then pull the credit. Just look at it. There are some free credit reporting um, agencies that you can check your credit for free. Annualcreditreport.com. I think annualcreditreport.com. Or even Google annual credit report. You see the link. One is free. You just pull your credit, you don't pay anything. Every US citizen has opportunity to pull your credit for free yearly, every year. So check it, annual credit report. Check your credit there for free. Or maybe Credit Karma. Credit Karma is one of the best. You can check your credit there to make sure that you have a very, very good credit. So that is it. Another thing that I'm going to talk about today is not investigating the down payment assistance in your city or your town, your state. Many people doesn't even know that there are opportunities out there. There is opportunity if you're a first-time home buyer. There is opportunity, mostly if you live in the blue state or Minnesota. There is money there for you to help you buy a house. The most important is you need to look for very good loan officer who doesn't, who doesn't see you as someone who doesn't deserve it. Look for a very good loan officer to help you do what? Find the opportunity out there. Actually, some cities have even down payment assistance. So research, investigate, take time, Google, check the down payment assistance programs in my state. Just Google any state you live in, Google to see. You should be able to find a lot of information out there to help you make really good decision about your home buying. If you don't investigate all these opportunities, you will never know. So it's very, very important for you to take time to investigate the opportunities out there, because I believe there are so many opportunities, and if you don't search or you don't ask, you will never find or get. It is very, very important. Minorities doesn't pay attention to this, but please, it is your advantage to take care, to take time to research or investigate about things that can help you get a kind of dream house you are looking for. I know definitely many people go out there and then pray, shopping houses before receiving pre-approval letter or something. Don't do it. You are wasting your guys, you are wasting your time, you are wasting the real estate agent time. The better you look for a loan officer to pre-approve you, the better opportunity for you to find your dream house. Because houses, you see, sometimes some people will go out there and then look for a house, and when they find really good house they like, it's then that they want to start pulling their credit to look for a loan officer to help them and all sort of things. By the time you finish, that house is not sitting there waiting for you. So it's very, very important for you to do what? To do the work yourself. Pull your credit. Or go to a loan officer. Let them check it and then try to get approval letter. Know exact amount you qualify for. If they say you qualify for 200,000, then that 200,000 is something that can help you buy a house. Do not overstretch yourself. Buy the 200,000 because the loan officer has calculated your loan to your what do we call it? Your ratio to make sure that you can afford to buy this. So it's very, very, very important for you to see a loan officer before even you start looking. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I will talk again.